What's up, everyone? Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. You know, sometimes you walk in and you just find a problem, and the first thing you can think to do is grab a camera. Alright, so this is our walkway. That's the pond. This should not be looking like a pool of water over here. This is splashy wet, like it is soaking wet. I come over here and investigate, and apparently the hose that comes to our, this is 4,000 gallon per hour pump. It is just shooting out of this hose, so I have to replace this hose and go ahead and put a new hose on there, and we should be good to go. But this has been getting wet for a few days now, and we haven't been able to find it. So obviously it must have been traveling down that hose and we didn't see it. I originally thought it was this overflow back here, so I cleaned it, walked in today and found this, and I was able to see it shooting out of the side of the hose. So that's what we're working with right now. Time to find a fix. All right, so it had to get worse before it got better. Here's all this water. Some gunk came out of the filter. We had just cleaned that, so it's already caking up dirt. The water got all the way over to there. I had to take this hose off and just let the water pour out, and then get the new hose on as fast as I possibly could. I found this hose. We had it sitting up there. Always nice to have extra hosing laying around for when things like this happen. But I had just got off of work. I wasn't preparing to get soaking wet. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do when you are a fish keeper. So let me go ahead and get these hose clamps put back on. And that brings me to something else. Always use hose clamps on your hoses. You never know when they will pop off, especially on pressurized pumps. Hose clamps are your savior. So, catastrophe averted, and this brings me to another teachable moment here. This doesn't really look like that much of a crack, but all water needs is a very, very tiny hole, and it'll find its way out. Let me go ahead and get this focused on there just a bit more. There we go. See, that's just a little hairline puncture crack right there. And water was able to just squirt out of there. And it's been like this for a few days. It obviously had to open up a lot more because today it was a lot worse. Before it was just getting the carpet wet. And we thought it was this sump like I said. But today it was just coming out of there. A lot of times with these rib blue hoses, you have strong part, weak part down on the bottom of that ridge. So normally it'll leak at the bottom of the ridge. Right now it leaked at the strong part of the hose, so that's not too common there. But this hose was on there for probably we swapped this out probably about a year and a half, and the hose went bad. So never, you know, chintz when it comes to buying your hosing. You always want to make sure you have the best. In this case, we used what we had laying around, and we paid the price for it. Alright, so before he gets scared off when I turn on the lights, here goes the goonch. Usually at nighttime he's out prowling the tank, but he's right up front and center, so we get a good look at him. See if we can see those teeth. Come on, buddy. Oh, he's not wanting to stay still. The turtle's messing with him. But he is a big fish, so if you guys can see, he was touching the front panel, and he was just a few inches shy of touching the back panel, so I can get a measurement on that and see how long this guy has gotten. Alright, so problem averted here. That would have taken this 3,000 gallon pretty much down to about right there, the inlet of that, and that would have been leaking out all night, and the more that leaked, it would have just continued dumping on the floor. But as you can see, the mess is cleaned up now until these hoses decide to break once again. But we've got some more ideas here that we're going to share with you guys in just a moment. All right, so the moment you've all been waiting for, what's going on here around the rescue? So you guys remember in the last video, my dad and us got us this tank up on top to 3,000. Well, he got the extra wood to go ahead and fully support it. I'm going to work this weekend while he is down at the Mammoth Cave Aquarium Expo, maybe getting the rest of the bracing in this so we can go ahead and get this onto the system. But over here, you guys remember, I don't know if I filmed this or not, but yeah, we had this all moved. This tank, what was drained, it got a whole makeover. It got deep cleaned, so it looks back to its former glory. Nice brand new tank. I still got to clean the top overflows right there, but this tank is ready to go for sale. Not a single leak on it. We're actually going to get rid of both of them. I'm going to do the same thing I did to this tank to the Stingray tank. Not going to be no leaks on them once they go up for sale, but we've got some plans out here in the pond room. So what are we talking about? You guys know we got a couple projects going on. The saltwater tank, you know I'm not touching that, but I've been teasing you guys about this 750 and how we're going to get it set up. I thought we had the whole plan for it. Well, I think that plan has changed, and it'll happen quicker than you think. So this weekend, I think I'm gonna get this tank set up. What we want to do is take all the goldfish and the sturgeon out of here, because we're a bit worried about this super white diamondback sturgeon going out to the pond. For one, he needs to be fed all year round, which is hard to do in the pond outside. So what we're gonna do for the time being, stick the sturgeon, the high fins, all the goldfish. They're going to go over into that 750. Now we'll talk about that in just a minute, but what that's going to allow us to do here is put this back onto our tropical system. It already has an overflow there back to the pond, which will also allow us to re-hook up our globe back to the drain going back to the pond. So both of these will be used for tropical fish yet again. Once I get these fish out of here, I can then take the stingrays and the fish out of that 550, stick them in the 350 here, and allow me to go ahead and sell those tanks and be done with those. And now over here with the 750. So as we walk by, you guys can see my dad took a bunch of plants outside. It is looking nice. So our concern right now with this tank here is the plumbing situation. My dad wanted to stray away from putting more plumbing beneath these stands because it basically locks these tanks in. They cannot be moved. If we ever have to pull them out or decide to get rid of them and upgrade them, we then have to cut the plumbing. So for the time being, it will work out great. What I'm going to do is go ahead and hook up to this overflow on this side, hook it up to a drain hose. Back here behind this 750 is a drain to outside. I've got a flexible hose right underneath there. So we're gonna go ahead and hook it up to that overflow there. We're gonna fill this with the sturgeon water and get them fish in here, have this a cooler water tank. All throughout the summer, it'll probably stay at about 60 degrees. You know what, maybe get a little bit hotter in the high 60s or something like that. But that's what's gonna go in here for the time being. I got to get in there and clean it up a bit. We got some plastic razor blades, so I'm going to get all the silicone off the bottom that Matt used to glue down his tiles. So I'll do that without scratching the tank, give it a little clean wipe down on the inside, and then start filling this baby. So by the time this weekend's over, maybe even the next couple videos or so, we'll be able to have this tank full with fish. We'll get lights back on. Of course, we'll be hooked up to the remote with the rest of these tanks here, and I'll probably do some overhead filtration just for this tank alone. We've got some sumps sitting up there that we can go ahead and use and hook onto our system. One other thing that I want to do, as you can see, there's nothing but peace lilies here, there. I've got them in the floating pots. There's one other peace lily. Oh, I just brought it over to the step over here. I'm going to divide some of these guys up and put them into these floating potters and get more peace lilies floating in this pond. I know it doesn't seem like we're getting a lot of work done, but we're working on a lot of little projects all at the same time. You're so used to us starting a project and then getting that done and going on to the next one. Well, we're jumping around because there's certain things that have to be done before other projects can be done. So slowly but surely the stuff is coming together, and we are working towards our end goal. And this weekend you should have at least another 750 gallons back onto our system. If you guys remember, we previously used that tank for some koi on a rescue, so we know the tank's good to use. We were just waiting for that 500 cube to be set up, and then we can set this one up. So we will get that done this weekend, along with who knows what else, but we will get it all done. And these stingrays should be not gone this weekend, probably next weekend. All the stingrays will be gone. So we will be getting stingrays out of tanks everywhere. You can see, put a few more in here. Seems as though the aggression has went down some with separating all of the males. But good news, the archers have started eating. My dad did confirm they are eating flake food. So it is a start. And I've been watching my stingrays over here. Right now it's low because we refilled that 550 over there. But I've been watching my stingrays, and I'm gonna keep my eye on her. So just mark my words there. I've been watching her belly get wider and wider and wider, and taller and taller and taller. It's kind of hard to tell from inside a pond, but I do believe she is pregnant. I know I've said that before, and I believe she lost them the last time. But this brings me to my next point. Oh, look at that. Mr. Gooch is out in the light, in the daylight. Look at him. Look at them teeth. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they are pointed back towards his mouth. They're all hidden in his jawline. Lots and lots of teeth. That is why I absolutely love this catfish. Oh my God, super, super cool. All right, so back to what I was saying. Me and my dad both want to, once these stingrays are gone, we think we're going to get our stingrays into a tank to where we can see them from the side. So maybe in the 3,000, maybe in the 4,400, possibly in the 2,200 if we move some stock around. But we want to get the stingrays somewhere that we're able to see them from the side. And this will also allow us to do something else. This is basically our sump, and fish should not be in here. So we want to clear as many fish out of here as possible. A couple of these will be going with rod, so it won't be that hard to make it happen. And then it'll make our water quality back to pristine and clear and nice. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to work on in the next few videos here. Man, I can't get over this guy. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We will catch you in the next one. Stay fishy, my friends.